Welcome back to CBS Mornings. We have another parenting segment now from popular comedian and actor Sebastian Maniscalco. If you've seen any of his stand-up routines, you know he spends a lot of time talking about his family and young kids.
My wife loves to dress my daughter up. Man, the outfits. I like a onesie. It's easy. Lay the baby in the onesie, tuck the feet in. My wife told me, could you dress her? I'm gonna take a shower. I said, yeah, no problem. Do you ever dress an infant? They have no core, so it's...
He is so right. Sebastian is dad to 5-year-old Serafina and 3-year-old Caruso. He's teamed up with pediatrician Dr. Scott Cohen, the author of Eat, Sleep, Poop. They launched a parenting podcast called Daddy vs. Doctor, sharing advice and their own parenting adventures. Take a look.
Today, we are joined by Meg and Daniel, and they have a child, Abigail, who does not nap or sleep well. And we're going to take a little peek into what's going on in their house. Let's take a look.
Love you.
It's magical. It's amazing. Nothing compares to the joy of actually becoming a mom, especially, you know, my little Abigail's mama.
Loving, caring, sometimes tiring, not sometimes, all the time tiring.
Have a good night.
From the first cry that happened, you're waking up like, oh my God, is she okay? Quickly get out of bed and make sure, you know, she's still breathing. It's like a thunderstorm that you didn't expect.
The sleep deprivation, especially in the middle of the night, when you just know that you're gonna wake up in a little bit, it's terrifying. I'm always searching online. There's a lot of information out there and everyone claiming that this is right. It was very overwhelming.
The daily changes just kind of freaks you out.
When someone asks, what time does she nap? I'm like, oh, this is a tough one. The naps are a disaster right now.
We all would be happy if she slept more.
So let's talk about some sleep training. Did you sleep train your kids?
We did. When I heard about sleep training, I'm like, who needs that? You just put the kid to bed and you go to bed. And I would be real maternal. Like, I would be sleeping and I hear, ah! And I would be, oh, you know, I was up and I was looking at that monitor like game tape.
Honestly, sleep training is not for everybody because as a parent, it is heartbreaking because the idea of sleep training is getting your child after 4 months of age to sleep a minimum of 10 hours. Can you imagine sleeping 10 hours again, right? Minimum of 10 hours without your child feeding or picking them up.
Hello.
What do you do for your bedtime routine?
She first starts playing with her books and toys, and then she just nurses to sleep right now.
Okay.
But sometimes when she's just a little more awake,
I love you.
she would scream her lungs out for like half an hour straight, and she would just not go to sleep unless I go and comfort her.
So when this happens, you got it set up where you go into the room and then you go into the room. How is it the responsibilities divvied up?
Oh, me.
Because you thought she was sleeping through the night, right?
This guy's like my dad. You do it.
Okay.
I'm a heavy sleeper, so sometimes she'll be like, did you hear her? I'm like, what? She woke up?
No, he wakes up in the morning, he's like, oh, thank God, tonight she didn't wake up. I'm like, all the time.
Just pretend you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You seem like the softie. Are you the softie?
I'm the softie.
You gave in.
Listen, I've gotten into the crib a few times. Yeah, I'm more the kind of the emotional one in the relationship and very sensitive to the child, where my wife is no fear. Let them do whatever. I'm always like, oh, they're on the playground. I'm like, oh, they're gonna fall. So you cry when Abigail cries.
Yes.
And it's heartbreaking, right? And this guy is out cold.
Done.
You want me to be honest?
You have a child. Are you aware of it?
I comfort her, I don't cry, but deep down somewhere in that heart of mine, I get a little emotional, at least when Abigail cries.
And just by talking to you, I bet in this family, Daniel's taking naps.
In the crib with the baby?
No, just at 2 o'clock, he goes down. She puts them both down.
Guilty.
In a moment, we are going to be talking with Sebastian Maniscalco and Dr. Scott Cohen. No shock here. The dads in studio, Tony and Nate, well, they already, I don't know if they're getting advice or if there's just a big exchange of ideas going on. Who is speaking more? We will find out. Great advice coming up for you with your little ones and sleep.